So, as I said earlier, I was going to be doing a video on whether or not diet soda is in fact good for you. Now, the thing is, whether something is good for you or bad for you is relative. It depends on the situation of whether something is good for you or bad for you. Too much of anything is bad for you. However, there's very little evidence that there's a detrimental effect to the artificial sweeteners used to sweeten diet soda. There's also a lot of false studies showing that diet soda increases weight gain, which is not true. The reason that diet soda seems to increase weight is because people will order like a Big Mac and fries and a side of diet soda. And to get into this a little bit deeper, sugared soda is extremely detrimental to your health. Sugar is extremely detrimental to your health, particularly fructose, and particularly high fructose corn syrup is extremely damaging to the liver, and it causes fatty liver disease, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. In fact, some might argue that these substances, these high fructose corn syrup sweetened beverages, are more dangerous to the liver than alcohol is. So, I mean, it's very dangerous to be consuming soda extremely frequently, not to mention the damage to the teeth. Sugared soda is a major cause of tooth decay. Now, the reason I'm making this video is when I did work with overweight people, and I've worked with overweight people one-on-one, and it was not, I didn't get the same insight as I did working with a group of overweight people. And what working with overweight people in a group showed me was that too many people drink their calories in the form of soda, or things like lemonade, sweetened lemonade, or sweetened iced tea, or things of that nature. And I would say the majority of overweight people, they are still eating the wrong foods, such as potato chips and things of that nature, but the primary amount of their calories are coming from the sugared sweetened beverages that they're drinking in place of water. Now, you don't have to drink water, and that's where things like diet soda come in, or diet iced tea, or diet... One of the problems with diet soda and diet iced tea, though, is the caffeine and the phosphoric acid, and the high phosphorus content of iced tea, for example, which is detrimental to the kidneys. However, you don't have to drink diet cola, and you don't have to drink diet iced tea, or if you have either of these, you can at least have caffeine-free diet versions of these. But the fact of the matter is, you can have diet lemon lime soda, diet orange soda, you can have Perrier water, diet seltzer water that's flavored with, the calorically non-existent fruit extracts and things of that nature. So the thing is, what you have to be looking to is ultimately there's zero sugar to cause these metabolic issues that sugar causes in diet beverages, and there's also zero zero calories, so that you're not getting a calorie surplus by drinking as much of these as you can without overdosing on fluid. Now, that's a thing. I'm not going to get into that because not too many people don't drink enough fluid, but ultimately you can drink too much fluid. I've done it myself, and it's very common amongst athletes to drink too much fluid, but also for people that are, what happens is you get an electrolyte imbalance, and you can get issues like that. And I'll do another video about electrolytes in the future and why you should be having electrolytes, which I found out the hard way a couple times. But ultimately, what you need to understand is sugared sweetened beverages are a huge problem. And like I said, that's not even mentioning tooth decay. So the artificial sweeteners are not horrible for you. And that's the problem, is that some individuals with rare genetic disorders have issues with aspartame, but it's a rare genetic disorder that messes up your ability to process phenylalanine. But people with that disorder would also be avoiding this amino acid in pork and beef and chicken and fish and eggs and milk and what have you. So they would already know they have this disorder and would hopefully be reading the label that says, if you have this disease, don't drink this beverage. Another thing is, you can cook with artificial sweeteners. I left a number of recipes that are used where they use artificial sweeteners in place of sugar. I apologize, they are not vegan. My meals are very basic when I'm not, when I'm not living with anyone that's not me. I live on my own now, so I eat a very basic diet. But when I was living with my ex-girlfriend and her son, yeah, I would put artificial sweetener in the vegetables even, because you know why? People are wondering, what's my secret ingredient for awesome carrots? It's artificial sweetener. What's my secret ingredient for amazing corn and peas? It's artificial sweetener. What's my secret ingredient for amazing mashed sweet potatoes? It's artificial sweetener. Okay? So you can put them in a lot of different things, like when you're making a vinaigrette, like a salad dressing. You can put a packet of sweetener. You can put a little bit of lemon juice and a little bit of olive oil and a packet of sweetener, and wouldn't you know it, you have a salad dressing. So artificial sweetener becomes very handy at making foods more palatable so that you'll eat more of the right foods and less of the bad stuff. And in the case of diet soda is virtually harmless compared to sugared soda. I do want to finish this video by stating I am not a doctor, I am not a dietitian, I am not in any way capable of giving dietary or medical advice, so don't take this as medical advice. This video is not medical advice, but definitely, especially if you have a metabolic disease, especially something like diabetes, talk to your doctor about the use of artificial sweeteners if it interests you, because artificial sweeteners are not harmful. The research that shows that they're harmful is highly flawed. There's a lot more research that shows that they're approved. I mean, one of the things that should show that they're very safe is look at the fact that the European Union has approved these substances for use in the general diet. Okay, that should say something. When the EU has said something is safe for the for the food supply, that should say something right there. I mean, for God's sakes, they don't even say that glyphosate or whatever, glyphosate, that stuff, which that was a flawed study too, but I'll get into that in another video maybe in the future. But the fact of the matter is, artificial sweeteners are not detrimental to the health. Sugar alcohols, this is the thing. People might go, oh, well, I don't use artificial sweeteners, I use sugar alcohols. And I bet you have a fun time in the bathroom afterward. That's all I can say about sugar alcohols. I have had so many bad situations with sugar alcohols, particularly if you eat an honest portion of food that's sweetened with those. You'll be in the bathroom every 5 minutes. Crapping your brains out. But that's all for this video. Please follow the links.